Guys, one of the great things about being a whiskey nerd is that it's entirely subjective to you as a person. Not everybody needs super high proof whiskey. Not everybody likes rye. Not everyone likes Scotch. Maybe you're like the rest of us and you're not all that crazy about Irish or Japanese whiskeys. Doesn't matter. It's all about you and what you like. Drink what you like, right? There are actually some people who prefer lower proof whiskey, and that's what we're gonna look at tonight. So let's go ahead and roll that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to T-Rod Whiskey, the internet's most okayest whiskey review channel. I am your host, T-Rod. If you're new here, the Lions advanced to 7-4 today after a nail-biter against the Giants. If you're not new here, hopefully you're not a Giants fan, because that would have been incredibly disappointing. If you are new or not new or whatever you are, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Most of you are not subscribers. I need you to hit that subscribe button. I also need you to hit that bell notification so that you get a little message that pops up on your phone every time I drop a new video. Cool? Cool. So what we're going to look at today specifically is what I think might be the best low-proof whiskey on the market. Now, what are we talking about? Well, you might remember a couple of years ago, Matt Porter from ADHD Whiskey, and maybe you don't remember because you don't follow the YouTubes as closely as I do, but he called this bottle, the TINCUP 10-year, the best low-proof whiskey on the market. It is 10-year-old MGP. It is proof down to, what is this, 84 proof? Yeah, comes in a cool bottle. It's got this nice little shot glass thing on the top, but I saw that video. They're about 50 bucks. I'm like, man, I gotta go have this. And obviously, this bottle has been drank down quite a bit, but this is not even my first one. This is the second bottle. So I've gone through multiple bottles in the last couple of years of this. Now, some of you might say, well, that's not that big of a deal to kill 2 bottles in, 2 years or 3 years. Well, when you have over 1,000 bottles to consider, yeah, that's actually quite a feat. The fact that you go through multiple bottles of something, it says something about the quality of it. I really enjoy this. I think it's very good. What I haven't tried though is the TINCUP 14er, and that is the big brother to this guy. So we are gonna find out if 4 extra years makes that big of a difference. So what are we talking about here? So this is 14-year-old bourbon whiskey, 84 proof. Now, everything from TINCUP is MGP. So it is distilled and aged in Indiana, but it is then taken to Colorado and it is cut with Rocky Mountain water. So we're getting MGP whiskey proof down to 84, and we're gonna see if that water does anything to it. I'm sure there's some additional aging that happens on premises, but at 10 years old, TINCUP was amazing. At 14 years old, well, I guess we'll see. And go ahead and soak the cork just a little bit because they do use a natural cork. This is release number 1 for any of you who are curious. I know there've been a couple, but okay, that's a decent cork pop. That's not the worst thing in the world. So it does have a really nice golden hue to it. It is not at all a pale whiskey. It has a really nice color to it, a little hint of almost like an orange. But we'll go ahead and we'll swirl it around here a little bit, get a nice SJ going on. And round, round, round she goes. Where it stops, I know. All right, so on the nose, okay, there's actually a little bit, I'm getting a little bit of like a citrus rind, not specifically orange, but a little bit of a cherry note. A little bit of toasted oak. Yeah, the nose isn't overly complex. Lighter fruit notes, not white fruit, but just lighter fruit notes. Some cherry, some citrus. Then there's a little bit of oak, a little bit of those classical bourbon notes, because this isn't finished or anything. This is just good bourbon that is cut. And I always get a lot of like mixed berry kind of notes off of MGP bourbon anyways, so it makes sense that I would get those on the nose of this. Because again, sourced from MGP in Indiana, sent over to Colorado, and then they proof it down with Rocky Mountain water. Whether or not the rich limestone-infused water in Colorado does anything, I don't know, but we'll see. All right, so we'll go in for a taste. Okay, that drink's up a little bit. Not a crazy amount. I would have guessed 88, 90 proof at the most. So it drinks a little bit denser than the 84 proof would suggest. The palate on this is not great. Caramel, butterscotch, a little bit of barrel char. But that's it. Not reinventing the wheel here. It's good. I will say it's good. And for $65, it's not terrible at all. For the proof point, for the age, really not that bad. It comes in a cool tube, you know, hey, whatever. Yeah, nice, simple, easygoing, a little bit of a pie crust kind of note that's in there somewhere. Yeah, but caramels, vanillas, traditional bourbon notes. Again, not rewriting anything or doing anything special. If I had to give this a score right off the rip, I'm gonna go with a, I don't know, 6.5. It's decent. It's not lighting my world on fire. It's not doing anything wonderful. I think 6.5, given its price. If it was priced any higher, that score would definitely drop. It's not available here in Michigan. Only the 10-year and the 6-year are. Hopefully this will come to Michigan soon. Maybe other batches will be a little bit better. I don't know. But just based off of this, it's a little lackadaisical for me. It falls a little bit flat. Now, do I not enjoy drinking it? Not saying that. Is it bad? I'm not saying that either. Is it very good? I wouldn't say very good. I would say it's decent. It is okay. It is a pretty all right whiskey. That's it. Not everything has to light your world on fire. Now, do I regret having this bottle? Not at all. Do I regret opening it? Also, no. It's pretty okay. Take one last sip here. Yeah, there's like a very faint hint of mandarin rind that kind of comes across the mid palate, mid sip. But that's it. The finish is very, very muted. That's it. You know, it's okay. It's unremarkable. Unfortunately, I was hoping for good things based on the 10-year. I don't know if something's lost in translation, but that's where I'm at with it. If you guys are looking for a good double-digit age statement, something that's not going to take your head off, maybe you're one of those low-proof Lotharios where, you know, you don't like anything over 90 proof. Okay, great. This one's going to be right up your alley. If you're somebody who has to have north of 100 proof, this isn't your jam. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be. But that's all I got, guys. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And until next time, cheers.